Denny Hamlin's saga as a driver for Joe Gibbs Racing after the completion of the 2022 season appears to continue into the following season. So, what Denny Hamlin recently stated in the scenario that FedEx decides to depart Joe Gibbs Racing, and why may NASCAR 2023 season may not be a good one. If you want to know about it, then watch the video. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button so that you can join the beautiful NASCAR Inside family. When it comes to the NASCAR Cup Series, Denny Hamlin, the three-time Daytona 500 winner, is right up there with the best of them. Over the course of 18 seasons with Joe Gibbs Racing, Hamlin drove the number 11 Toyota Camry to 48 Cup victories, 312 top 10 finishes, and 36 pole positions. Before the start of the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series season, Denny Hamlin and Joe Gibbs Racing extended their partnership with a multi-year contract deal, and so did FedEx. Everything had been going smoothly up until the beginning of this month when it became clear that both agreements will end after the 2023 season. This week saw the release of a fresh study discussing the earnings of the delivery company, which comes at a time when the start of the new Cup campaign is less than 2 months away. And if the supporters of the number 11 team were not already a little worried about the future of their driver and his long-term association with FedEx and JGR, they definitely are now. It is possible that he will find himself in the same position that his former teammate Kyle Busch did during the 2022 season. But Hamlin had a strategy for bringing his professional life to a close. Denny Hamlin is aware that he is in the twilight of his career, despite the fact that he's only 42 years old. At the beginning of this year, while making an appearance on the well-known Dale Jr. Download podcast, he admitted that this was the case. He also talked about the hopes that he has for the end of his career and provided an interesting response when the host asked him if he would be interested in driving in the future for his own 23XI racing team. Hamlin didn't think twice before giving this response.
Not if FedEx extends. I think that I would like to retire at Gibbs with FedEx because it's so unique to have a sponsor that has been part of the sport as long as they have and backed me as long as they have.
Sure.
There's just no way I could leave them. I mean, maybe at that point, then I just run 1 or 2 races or something. Well, then I wouldn't win my last race probably. But I would like to retire at Gibbs with FedEx. But if things change, then things change, and then you got to reevaluate.
Yeah.
But the most recent information provided by FedEx is not encouraging, which changed everything for Denny Hamlin. FedEx reported on Tuesday that its quarterly earnings and sales were lower than in the same period a year ago. The company also issued a warning about continued weakened demand and stated that its aggressive cost-cutting measures were softening the blow. Things have, unfortunately, evolved on a much wider scale since Hamlin's last appearance. The delivery company made the announcement last week that it would cut an additional $1 billion in costs in response to weak demand, which ate into its quarterly profit. As a result of a decline in global demand, the company declared in September that it would implement cost-cutting measures such as parking planes and shutting down some offices. In addition to that, it increased the prices of package deliveries. During that time period, the chief executive officer expressed concern that the economy would enter a global recession. In other words, the executives at FedEx are looking into any and all possible ways to reduce costs in order to save money. Eliminating what has been reported to be a $10 to $20 million in annual NASCAR sponsorship would seem to be a high-value possibility. The executive vice president of FedEx, Mike Lentz, stated the following in an earnings release: "An unbroken focus on promptly implementing cost reductions in order to boost profitability is maintained by all of their teams. They are increasing their progress on cost changes as they look ahead to the second half of their fiscal year, which will help to mitigate the sustained downturn in volume around the globe." If something like that were to take place, Hamlin would be following in the not-so-fun footsteps of Kyle Busch from a year ago. Not a place that the two-time champion wanted to be, and Hamlin will hope to avoid a similar fate if it is at all possible, because he has already admitted that at his age, he already has enough natural challenges in the way of his success. Hamlin has had a relationship with FedEx, which is one of the largest and most essential courier businesses, as his primary sponsor for a number of years. Busch has had a relationship with M&M since the conclusion of the 2022 season. Joe Gibbs Racing will be in a difficult position if the company is unable to renew Hamlin's contract because they have not been successful in attracting sponsors for him. On February 19 of 2023, Denny Hamlin will compete again in the Cup Series at the Daytona International Speedway. The event will take place in Florida. And if we look at further news of NASCAR, SRX has revealed its schedule, which is more likely to overshadow NASCAR. The Superstar Racing Experience has revealed its season schedule for the 2023 racing year. The races will be broadcast on ESPN and the ESPN app on 6 consecutive Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, ushering in the return of the venerable ESPN Thursday Night Thunder moniker. On July 13 of 2023, the series will get off to a flying start by racing at the Stafford Motor Speedway, which is located in Stafford Springs in Connecticut. After that, the championship will make its way up to the north for its maiden trip to the legendary Thunder Road Speed Bowl in Barre, Vermont, which will take place on the 20th of July. After that, SRX will travel to the southern state of Virginia on July 27th for a competition at the Motor Mile Speedway. On August the 3rd, they will make their maiden voyage to the magnificent state of Michigan to compete at the prestigious Berlin Raceway in the greater Grand Rapids area. The last events of the 2023 season for the series will take place on August the 10th at Eldora Speedway in Ohio, followed by the championship race on August 17th at Lucas Oil Speedway in Missouri. Both events will be held on dirt tracks. Don Hawk, SRX Chief Executive Officer, said that the 6 tracks they selected came from a list of 42 outstanding sites, all of whom had true enthusiasm for hosting an SRX race this summer. The spectators at Thunder Road, Vermont are incredible, and they can't wait for racers from all over the country to witness how incredible that venue is for the first time. SRX's first visit there is going to be great. Both the Motor Mile and the Berlin race have been on their bucket list from the very beginning, so they cannot contain their excitement about finally getting to experience them. Last but not least, capping up the year with a pair of back-to-back dirt races will put the drivers' flexibility to the test. Eldora is a facility on the international stage, and they are confident that Tony Stewart will provide them with the absolute finest services. And having their championship at Lucas Oil Speedway will be the ideal way to cap off an eventful and varied summer season in 2023. What do you think will happen at the end of the 2023 season? Let us know in the comments section below. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. So, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates.